Alright, YouTube, Nate Dunn back at it again, Mississippi Wrenches. So today what we have here is a 1989 Ford F150. It's like my 88 that's back in the background. And so this is a buddy of mine's truck here. What we're doing is we're getting this truck ready for a wedding that's in a month. So I hope we can make it there. I tell you, I'm just showing you what all we got here. So this is pretty much, it's not a full-on restoration. I'll say it's like a mini restoration. You know, just trying to clean it up a little bit, just trying to make it look better than it is. So right now he ordered some parts from LMC. Here's some of the rust here. I'm just showing you, like I said, on the drip rail, that's not too bad there. And so, like I said, I'm just giving you a good view of what this truck looks like. Like I say, he ordered new headlights and new grill. He's got a new bumper on the way, and some trimming, some moldings he got coming on the way too as well. But for right now though, I just want to get to the body first and just get the body as straight as possible and get it ready for paint. Also too as well, I'm just showing you this bed here. There's going to be something unique with this truck here, and it's pretty much going to be probably the only thing is, let's just say it's going to be pretty unique there. It's going to be in the next video, and I think a lot of y'all is going to like this here, what I got planned for this truck. But for right now, just going ahead and start and just kind of welding up some of the little holes on the top of the bed. And so just grind it down, or hammer it down, grind it down, weld it up, grind it down again. That's pretty much it there. So we did a whole lot of that on this truck here. And by the way, y'all, first of all, please forgive me again. I'm welding without that shield, and just watch what I do, don't do what I do, as far as welding without a helmet. And unfortunately, my air cat electric sander or DA, it finally just kicked the bucket with me. So I had to go ahead and use my Milwaukee battery DA, the first generation one there. Cause I gotta keep the project moving. And so till then I wound up ordering a Vevor sander, but it hadn't made it in just yet, but I gotta just keep doing what I gotta do. This one here is a Rust-Oleum rust converter. I just decided to go ahead and get something, just use it far as to just help. Like I said, for some reason, it seemed like ever since I got this truck down here, it just rain, and it's not no ordinary rain. It's just a freakish storm every time. So every time I sand and got bare metal, I just need to go ahead and try to protect that as much as possible, because you run the risk of flash rust where you got bare metal open, rain, water, yeah. But till then though, this is it all sanded down pretty much. Pretty much done hit all the body of it with I want to say it was 180 to 320. And like I said, you see the water on it, it rained. So that rain kind of going sideways, so it hit the truck there. But here it goes again. I have to use a shimmy to help dry that water off. I'm just showing you again. I got it all sanded up. And so the next one is going to probably be me doing some body work. I'm not going to bore y'all with the body work of me trying to pull the dents, mud and all that, because it literally took a week just on and off, because like I said, I got a job. So like I said, I go in 8 to 5, then I come home 5 to about 9 is all I got to work with before it started getting dark. So 4 hours a day. So I was able to get something at least done with that. So that's why it took a week to do the body work. But otherwise, I was just sanded that top part off up there and pull some dents out, like right there. See the dents right there in the corner there, and down there at the bottom. I don't know why these trucks always get them dents down there, but they do. And then, like I said, try to straighten out the bedside right here because it has some mud in it too. But anyway, I sped through this here. So this is about a week later. All the body work stuff is done. And so we're getting ready. By the way, that's my Vevor sander right there on the top of the hood. It finally came in. And that sander works pretty good too. And so now this is paint day. So what's going to be very, very unique about this is this was all done in a day. So right now, you see it's just all body work right now, all body work. I use the speedokote high build primer. I forgot the number of it right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can put it in the video somewhere, but I just can't remember it right now off the top of my head. But when I tell you I use that speedokote high build primer, see, I knew I had to get an early start. So this is the weekend, so this is Saturday. And so I had to get a jump start. And before I do the high build primer, I like to use this stuff called 440. And what you do is just wipe your Bondo spots. And that way it just take care of any last minute pinholes that you might have missed. And so I'll do that. And so again, this is like 7 o'clock, something like that in the morning. It's a Saturday. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm bound and determined I'm gonna get this thing painted today. And so this is my Milwaukee electric spray gun. I use it as a primer gun. Like I said, I ain't gotta worry about no hoses, no loud compressor, no nothing. Just pour that primer in a cup and pull the trigger. And if a battery goes dead, I'll just strap another battery on and just keep on rolling. But anyway, as fast as this high build primer stuff dries, and it was kind of warm. It finally started to get a little warm that day. I sprayed it at 7, and I want to say probably around 11 o'clock that day. 11:30. I was wet sanding it. That's how fast that stuff flashes off and it dries, and just pretty much speedokote, hence the name. So, and it builds pretty good too. Like I said, I'm just priming away. And so literally when you are priming as well too, be aware of your space, because that was I almost took a spill right there. So just be more aware of your surroundings. I sure wasn't aware of my surroundings then. I guess I might have been half asleep still. And so now you see what I mean. I just got done wet sanding it with 400 grit sandpaper. And like I said, what I did was I just used the Scotch Brite and had 400 wet and dry sandpaper. And just went over the primer areas, and it was looking pretty good. It was looking pretty good indeed. So that's why I said shout out to speedokote on that there. That stuff is fast. Now here comes my brand new paint boot. And when I tell you that thing was heavy, it is heavy. And as hot and humid as it was that day too, it definitely wasn't helping. But I'm going ahead and trying to get this thing spread out as much as possible. So this thing is pretty much the, you saw I just said cut. But this thing is 39 feet long, 16 and a half wide, and it's 13 foot tall. And so I said, if I'm gonna get another paint boot, I'm gonna do it big. But I still say, and I got it for a pretty good price too as well on Amazon. So go figure. Like I said, Amazon, they did good. But this is my sealer that I'm using. That's the sealer I've been using here. That's the activator right there. And then I want to say it's got a reducer in it too as well. Unfortunately, when I picked the sealer, yeah, medium reducer. When I picked the sealer there, I messed up, and I should have probably got slow instead. But I was able to still work with the medium. medium reducer, but I definitely had to get it on a little bit wetter to make it lay down good, because it turned out pretty humid that day. So now I got it all taped up and pretty much just ready to spray. So the first thing I'm gonna do is do the sealer. And by the way, y'all, I meant to tell y'all, I'm sorry I'm talking so much in this video. The gun I'm using is going to be my R500. It's my LV/LP gun, and I'm still using my little compressor there, that Harbor Freight Fortress. I think it was 27 gallon. It might be 27 or 30 gallon. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but it's that gray compressor. And this is a 100-foot hose I'm using. And so I know, rule of thumb, I got this from Underground Paint King. That's why I kind of learned how to get these small compressors. That's shout out to him there. This is where I started to learn how to get them small compressors to work to my favor. And especially the LV/LP guns with this compressor is definitely a game changer, because it's not using as much CFM. So it can actually keep up a little bit better, and it still gives me a pretty decent finish. But yeah, shout out to Underground Paint King for that as well too, with the small compressors. I think he says every 25 feet of hose you have to bump it up. Bump it up by 2 or 5 psi. Some of my painters in the comment section, if y'all can please help me out with that there. But long story short, I knew my little 25-foot hose, the setting I had for the air pressure on it, I couldn't have that, so I had to pretty much put more pressure to it. And it surprised me, that compressor actually kept up with that 100-foot hose. And so now I'm gonna try my best to be quiet and let y'all enjoy the shine time. I promise y'all this is gonna be the last time I try to interrupt this video. What happened is, don't adjust your screens. It's my camera stand. So with this portable paint booth, what you're gonna have to be aware of when you get this is, yes, I got this boot from Amazon, but that's just piece number one. You gotta have the induction, how do you say, the elephant trunk. And so with that being said, there, what was going on is the boot was starting to try to implode on itself there, basically, because the elephant trunk was working so good. So like I said, kind of messed me up a little bit, but I just had no choice but to just keep on rolling, just keep rolling with it. So what I had to do was, unfortunately, I had to turn my elephant trunk off the sucking fan, because this boot requires 3 fans, 2 fans to blow it up and 1 fan to be pushing the fumes out. So I didn't have that 3rd fan to be pushing the fumes out, so I was stuck in there with it. And so unfortunately what I had to do was, in order to keep the boot from imploding on itself and trying to touch the panels, I had to turn the elephant trunk off, so that way the boot just go back to normal. And then after I get through spraying, I had to turn the elephant trunk on to evacuate all that overspray in there. But trust me, I was in deep with this here, and pretty much ended up high as a kite, I guess you can call it, at the end, because them fumes was rough. Yeah, I had my mask on and all, but they got rough. So in the future, I'm gonna definitely have that pushing fan to help push them fumes out, and then the elephant trunk is gonna help suck the fumes out. You can see right there in the middle of the screen, you can see that floor starting to try to pick on up. So that's why I said in the future, I'm gonna make sure I got all my ventilation stuff properly. And that way it's gonna be easier time painting, and I should have better results. But I'm gonna stop interrupting and just continue with the shine time, or not the shine time this time. This is the color change, and or this is where the color starts to show, and then we're gonna do the shine after that. So here is Speedokote's, the high premium solids clear coat, and it's the SMR 32 this time. And I used the fast hardener. And so this clear is a 2-to-1 mixing ratio. So again, it reminds me of a European clear, because this stuff is very thick for sure. It's very thick. But I've been wanting to try this clear out for a long time though, ever since the first time I've seen it. Big Marco spraying it. That's I'm curious about that clear. Got sprayed the 42. I want to see what the 32 could do, and like I said, just spoiler alert, it did pretty good. I was very impressed with it. And so right here, all I'm doing is, since I had all that overspray in there, the only thing I just kind of focused on tacking off was just the roof and the hood, because that's the stuff that was falling off of. But if my eagle-eyed viewers will notice, if you see my booth now, see, technically speaking, I don't have the elephant trunk on. So you see now it's like it done blow back out again instead of like it's imploding and sucking in. But see, that's why you tack everything off there. And so now I'm ready to put some clear on. Now, after all the dust has cleared or settled, I had to put that little funny in there. This is that truck with SMR 32. This right here is 3 coats of clear. I really wanted to put more coats of clear on it because I was feeling it then. I was in my zone. But the only reason I didn't put more coats of clear on it because I had a party to go to for my work. So that's the only reason this truck did not get no more clear coat on it. But otherwise though, the unique thing about this here is all this paint, the prepping wise, like from when you saw me priming it to prepping it to taping it, this was all done in one day. And it was painted too, and painted and cleared. All this was just done in one day. I started at 7 o'clock and I ended at 7 o'clock because I was about 2 hours late for my party. But yes, this is 3 coats of clear, and then this is it out in the sunlight. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Like I said, you know my usual saying, like, comment, subscribe. Please share the video. I really, really appreciate your support. Until then, stay busy and have fun. Be on the lookout for part 2 of this project. I think you're really going to like the part 2 on this truck here. It's going to be something you haven't seen before, not with this truck. Until then, stay tuned and stay busy and make it shine.